feel as though my body's become lighter. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Sam? You might be able to jump much further than usual.
Grenade launchers. It's risky, but you could try taking their weapons for your own use. You up for the challenge, Sam?
Cazzo sei?
Above us, something's coming. Watch out!
real nuisance. Think there might be a way to destroy them?
Come on.
Got it! Got him on the ropes. He's trying to flee to the church down below us. Recognize his face?
No, I don't.
Sam, do you read me? Come in, Sam. Come in.
We were whisked away to that strange place again.
What? We only lost you for a few seconds.
And time must flow differently over there, like on the beach.
Well, glad you're all right. The tar currents seem to have settled down, so we'll be able to surface there shortly. Just sit tight, okay?
Sam, why don't we return to the DHB Magellan and get some rest? You can ask Fragile to look into that card you obtained as well. Seems all the possessions you had earlier are in that open space over there. The vehicle also looks none the worse for wear.
Sam, we've uncovered some new information about... I'll give you the details and...
His name is Neil. Neil Vanna.
Neil Vanna? Oh, here I thought he said Nirvana. There must still be tar in my ears.
It seems that the ID card you brought back belonged to the man himself. Charlie helped me dig up the details.
The card was issued by Bridges years ago, when the chiral network was still being developed. Records confirm that Vanna has been dead for some time.
So he was a member of Bridges?
No, it doesn't look like he was.
Vanna was a porter contracted by Bridges to handle jobs with special requirements. Like all of you, he was a doom sufferer who leveraged his abilities.
A top-notch porter by all accounts. He worked the Mexican border. Brought over all kinds of useful stuff.
Ostensibly, resources and medical supplies. But in truth, he transported drugs and other prohibited goods.
So he was a smuggler.
Vanna's ID card served as a key to some of Bridges' secure installations, though only a select few, of course. Specifically, those dedicated to the BB experiments, along with various other medical facilities.
I believe that the place you went to for counseling was one of them.
But everything in that area was obliterated 11 years ago by a void out, one in which Neil Vanna died. And from which you alone, Sam, were fortunate enough to emerge alive. Prior to all that, your counseling sessions made you a regular visitor, yes? Well, records indicate Vanna frequented the same facility. There's a fair chance that the two of you might have met before. Do you recall seeing him?
It's hardly surprising. A great number of people pass through there all the damn time. No one would remember them all.
Sam, it's Charlie. We've received your next assignment. This main order can be undertaken by accessing the delivery terminal at East Fort Knott. While you attend to that, we'll continue our investigation.
By the way, Sam, you saw tomorrow with the apples in the corridor, right?
From this location, you should be able to see some... Your next objective can be found in the heart of it. Once again, you'll need to link up. The first such site to be brought online is the... Pick up the main order on...
Order accepted. Thank you.
verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Good to see a friendly face. It's been a while. Much better than I could have hoped for. How did you even manage to keep it in such good condition? I should have no trouble. All right. Now displaying your current quarters. I'm finally... I've been looking forward to this. Please accept... I picked up this you should try attaching it to... Oh, I've taken to calling. They appear to alter your body's internal clock for a brief... Just another example of the many ways the Death Stranding is rigging. It's introduced us to Timefall and the beach, as well as the EEs that brought about previous mass extinction. You know, I can't help but wonder if anyway, I'm glad you're here. I hope this... With no one else around to make deliveries, oh, by the way, a sub-order just got posted.
Well then, Sam. By the way, we have info. Could you join me on the...
Order completed. Well done.
Be extra careful up there, okay? Disengaging weapons restriction.
Take care, Sam.
We managed to learn a few more things about Neil Vanna. You may remember that he was a porter contracted by Bridges. That's what we told you before. Since then, I received a mail.
Another one from our very own Hartman, I'm guessing. Look, we sure we can trust them? Whoever they are?
They are almost certainly someone on the inside. Someone with access to the UCA's administrative systems. It seems Neil Vanna was attending therapy sessions.
But the real revelation is who Vanna's therapist was. Charlie, can you please explain?
A specialist who worked with other doomed sufferers, including one Sam Bridges. She was your therapist and your partner.
Lucy?
Neil Vanna's name was on our client list. Right there in black and white.
That's crazy.
We also uncovered a photo you should see.
Per the records, they perished in a void out which claimed an entire city. A void out only you survived, Sam.
Lucy was pregnant at the time.
It wasn't mine. The child she was carrying. She straight up told me to my face. I never had any kids. She was just my shrink, helping me to work through my often phobia. That's all she ever was to me.
really don't remember me.
That woman just now, was that...
Lucy. That was Lucy.
Ah, yes. She was your therapist, wasn't she?
Ooh, just the man I've been waiting for. The Metagenomicist's main order is prepped and ready for you. We'd like you to capture the timefall-resistant emu I identified. You might find the capturing part tricky, but if you're... Now, this emu appears to possess a certain... It may well have some kind of connection to... The Metagenomicist might have different insights into its nature, given her... Personally, I'm hoping this might... Also, there's another order I want you to handle when you have a... They might not be occurring right on... How was that?
Order accepted. Thank you.
Looking forward to your next visit.
Sam, can you hear me? Wake up! spot where it was last seen. Emus are awfully fast. This search may take a while.
Keep it together. Okay.
Wonderful. We've secured the animal. Let's deliver it to the metagenomicist.
coming. I've been looking forward to this delivery. Now let's take a look. Thanks. You managed to get it here and you kept it in amazing shape. Now, this is something I didn't think I'd... My research is going... All that's left is to connect...
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I have something.
All hooked up and wow, I was able to finish. Turns out it was it would seem their presence was enough to alter the emu's temporal flow, which is probably why it didn't grow old. This all but confirms what the chronobiologist has. It's still unclear how this might be related to extinction, an extinction entity, and if that comes to pass, the end of humanity itself is assured. Higgs attempted to make use of one such entity back in the UCA, but I know you personally. Hartman told me everything about them. It's anyone's guess what Higgs is trying to accomplish, and that's EX capture grenades are invaluable weapons that work by there's so much we can learn by studying chiral microbes, you know? It's possible that this too, if you're headed that way, you would better be though that might also be a good opportunity to give those EX capture. And if you're interested in some additional work, the staff there want to look after it, and I've posted a sub. There's no rush. You can pick it up from the delivery terminal. Thanks again for all your...
I'm told Anyway, a main order has been entered into the system. That said, alternatively, you can undertake this. I'll leave it up to...
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam. okay, Sam?
Sam.
Sam, it's me. Don't act like you've forgotten. Well, you didn't. Anyway, guess I better process that cargo of yours. Not bad at all, this cargo. Got no problems with it. I don't even know how many times you've come to my rescue, Sam. All right, it's time for you to do...
Now displaying your current porter grade.
You're a real... I'm guessing you saw the Tar Lake out. That's where the settlement known as... whole place got wiped. And since that day, the tar's been eating away at this... But, the stuff you just brought me? I shared some data with you as well. Feast your eyes on these grenade launcher and cargo catapult schematics. Both new. You'll find they're a damn... recently, folks living here have been talking about this group of guys in red they saw creeping around. One more thing that's had us worried. But now that you're here, before I forget, one favored by a... Try it out for... This is just how it went down back in the UC. Truth is, you're the reason I volunteered for the event. I figured if I did, that BB pod you're carrying is different than I remember. Doesn't have my brother's keepsake attached anymore either. Promise me you'll never forget. He's gone, but... An order with your request from a guy not far from here who... Come to think of it, I believe he's one of... It's filed under sub-order... Right.
Fine work as always, Sam. Also, we've identified what may be a ghost mech.
Order completed. Well done.
Sam.
Yeah. Nice.
Sam, based on our latest assessment, we know where the Ghost Mech base can be found. When you're ready, access the T3 Magellan's delivery terminal and accept this main order. I'll brief you on the details after that.
Not here either.
Ooh. You're wearing my scarf. You're wearing my scarf.
You saw his face too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
It was him, Neil Vanna, I'm certain of it. That clearly wasn't a memory of yours. Was it some thought of Lou's, lingering in the pod? Hold on. Lou was assigned BB-28 serial number 4 years ago, but Vanna died in a void out 11 years ago. It doesn't add up.
Meaning what? That it was his memory we just saw?
He and Lou must be connected. But how?
Sam, the data you secured for us, with it we were able to and succeed in locating fabricators with similar I'll brief you in depth, accept this main order from the... Okay, the facility with an abandoned factory south. They are operational more than you had to deal with for the previous order. And to make matters worse, it seems Higgs is likely pulling the string. So with that in mind, your main objective is as follows. In addition, each fabricator contains vital data that we need you to... By analyzing it, we hope to gain insight into Higgs's activity. Tarman will give you the device you'll need. For now, consider the route...
You'll need to take this ring terminal expansion to make sure it's in your possession whenever you... If you have... What? Remember, take...
like something seriously big is waiting for us. Stay on your guard and proceed with caution. Sam, the ghost mech fabricators appear to have been activated. This could get very bad very quickly. We need to destroy them as soon as possible. One less fabricator to worry about. And we've secured its data too. There should be 3 fabricators remaining. Keep the ring terminal expansion device safe and proceed to the next one. Only 2 more fabricators left to disable. Let's move. Just one more fabricator to go. Great job, Sam. All fabricators have been rendered inoperable. We've extracted invaluable data as well. We just need to mop up the remaining ghosts. Nice. All ghost mechs and fabricators have been destroyed. All that remains is to take the ring terminal expansion device with the extracted data back to the DHV Magellan for processing.
Good to have. Now let's take. No problems with this cargo. Tarman's analysis should proceed without issue. Thanks, Sam.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Our analysis of the data you extracted for us has you... It seems both the materials used to manufacture those ghost mechs and the routes used to transport said materials were the... This indicates that APAC was likely involved in the...
Wait, could this possibly mean that Higgs and APAC are working together? We should watch what we say around the President.
We'll need to proceed carefully with our invest... If APAC and the President did indeed have a hand in these activities, one more thing. Some of the data we received concerned ghost mechs outfitted. I realize you didn't encounter this type within the factory, but it's possible we need to prepare countermeasures for the DHV mech. There's a specialist who can help us in South Fork. Putting F6 on the grid is one of our... For now, we'll make preparations in an effort. You should head to your private room and try to get some rest before your next order.
Ready and waiting. But for one, the cargo container, this run is going to involve a hard... So make sure the adventurer you're delivering to travels the continent. You gotta respect a man putting in that much work. The cargo you'll be taking him is related to his latest investigations, or... I'd appreciate it if you help. Don't let us...
This cargo...
Order accepted. Thank you.
Do you have a moment, Sam? I was wondering if you'd noticed Hartman doing anything strange lately. Sending odd mails, Sleepwalking? You know I'm not the kind of person who enjoys spying on her colleagues. But when I finally decided to check the surveillance cameras, there he was, wandering around at night. If you see anything out of the ordinary, don't hesitate to contact me.
These are whiteout conditions. Take care that you don't lose your way. Take care that you don't lose your way.
The delivery terminal.
You've brought something for my father, right? Can't say I know what value that... This is in perfect condition. The old man will be singing your praises. Now displaying your current quarter... Sorry, and... I was actually hoping someone... I'm certain he's still alive and...
Sounds like we've got an emergency on our hands.
Disengaging weapons restriction.
Okay.
So the adventurer was in this area when he last made contact with his son. See any sign of him, Sam? Try not to fall now. What do we have here, Sam? What a relief. He's still breathing. You can put him in a protective bag and carry him home. You know, he looks familiar somehow. Didn't we save this man once before? Right then. Let's hurry and take him to his shelter. The adventurer was in this area when he last made contact with his son. See any sign of him, Sam? We have here, Sam. What a relief. You know, he looks familiar somehow. Didn't we save this man once before?
Anybody hear me?
I need to assess his condition. He's doing better than I expected, actually. Should be back to normal with a good night's sleep. You've been a truth, my father. Extraction confirmed. I'll have my father take a look at but knowing him, people have given him a nickname. He takes it a bit... Anyway, as my way of saying thanks, they can help you climb steep slopes and grab cargo more easily. Thank you.
You should get plenty of rest. Frostbite can be sick. Another thing, come and see me when...
Order completed. Well done.
Please, come again.
Sorry.
Hey, Sam. Long time no see. It's me, your old pal, Dead Man.
Dead Man?
Sorry if I gave you a scare. While Hartman is off conducting his near-death excursions, I am borrowing his body. My soul is normally confined to the beach, but for 3 minutes, I get to be here.
How's that possible?
Because he has my heart.
You're telling me that's...
My parting gift to Hartman, yes. Per his request, I bequeathed it before departing on my one-way trip to the beach. He put so much stress on his own that it had grown quite weak. If and when it failed, mine was meant to serve as insurance. But as... You can see, he appears to have become rather attached to my heart. His finger never far from the proverbial on switch. Which is why I've been able to assume control of his body. Come here. It's good to see you, Sam. I told you in Mexico that someone had falsified BB-28's records. But in truth, it was yours truly. My intention was to leave no trace of a second BB-28 or of Lou. I wanted you to be free to live your lives, unburdened by the past. But then, well, everything changed, didn't it? You lost Lou, and needed answers to make sense of it all.
30 seconds remaining.
So, I decided to access the network servers from within the beach. Security isn't as strict over there as it is here, you see.
So that was you?
That's right. I am the one who dug up the information about Lou's past. Your very own Hartman was me all along.
2. Administering shock. Stand clear.
Sam? What's going on? And where are we?
Sam. Poor Hartman here is understandably confused. If you give us a moment alone, I'll explain things to him.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've apprised Hartman of the situation. It's not unlike my own experience. A soul finds itself in a puppet, and then acts as a puppeteer. One's ka can reside in any vessel to which one has a strong attachment. Human ha or inanimate object. It makes no difference.
Sam, we've received an emergency distress call. I urge you to access the adventurous...
Order accepted. Thank you.
I don't like the look of your cargo. It'll be beyond repair soon.
Just a bit further now.
For this moment. But go ahead and...
Now displaying your current portal.
Alright, which means I can In case you haven't heard, we've been seeing an increase in chiral. More instances of strange phenomena outside network coverage, too. And I've been told, you know, after being alone all this time, I wasn't sure. Should be all set to hold down the fort now. Oh, I've shared schematics for an oxygen mask with you. Not personally. Mother. Now would be a good time to make sure, but...
This is the President, Sam. Chiral network coverage has just passed the next leg of your journey. Well, once the remaining the manifestation of marshal your strength to overcome the final hurdles and make it we're all.
Rainey's not doing so great. It might be more of a mental than a physical issue. Do you remember the doc? We think she should be able. It was Tommen's idea. We already reached out. Since the motherhood's within the chiral network, we can once you've made it back to the ship, just head to. But if there's anything you need to take.
Sam, I'm contacting you via a different protocol. This private mode affords me a direct It seems Drawbridge has reason to suspect that APAC may have been involved in the production of... This possibility concerned me as well. So I conducted my own investigation and reaffirmed that APAC's underlying technologies are iterations of an old... What I'm getting at, Sam, is that the guilty party is not APAC, but Bridges. Which is to say, the UCA may also have some involvement with This would perhaps explain why firearms and other weapons have become commonplace. The UCA's precursor, the United States of America, Though Americans first took up arms to liberate, they retained the right to bear arms so that they... APAC has no such designs, of course. But Higgs has you. And so, the people of a distinctly American philosophy, and one which... The more we seek to unite the people with metaphorical ropes, this particular situation, which is precisely why I determined that it must not be the use. But if the UCA is indeed somehow implicated in these events, I realize it must be vexing not knowing what to believe. For my part, I must insist you not disclose that we've been in direct contact. There's...
Order completed. Well done.
Cheers to you, Sam.
Very impressive work, Sam.
Snow. Huh.
Close your eyes. It's okay. You can trust me. It's a healthy baby girl.
She's beautiful.
She certainly is. Okay, coming up on 3 minutes. Someone needs to go home.
Waves?
Yes, they are. Your room is connected to a beach. Now, open your eyes. Rainey, the child you're carrying is not dead. It's just that time is stopped in your womb. Your daughter and her mother are in perfect health.
But there's still no treatment, is there?
When the balance between our world and the beach is finally restored, you will give birth. There's nothing to worry about. Come on. All in due time. So wait and have faith that you and your child will be fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What about you? Someday I'll have a son. But until then, I get to see him once a month. It'll all work out. Yeah. For all of us.
Sorry, but would it be all right if I took another look at your pod?
Give me 1 second.
Okay. I'll head back first.
The thing is, when I did my examination on your pod, I got the strangest feeling. The BB in that pod was there far longer than any typical BB. I'd like to check your pod's production number. If it's an official model, it'll have one inscribed on it.
I can tell you right now, there's no number written on it.
No, it wouldn't be on the outside. It would be inscribed on the inner wall. Now, you can't open a pod without endangering the BB's life, but there is a way that we can peek inside. See? Right there. See, a pod's production number is a record of when the occupant was transferred from the still mother's womb. Sort of like a BB's date of birth.
Impossible. 11 years ago. On the very same day as the Void Out.
Lou's date of birth was 11 years ago.
And not just that, the serial number is BB00, which would make Lou one of the first test subjects.
Yeah, that would appear to be the case, yes.
If we scour the archives for any mention of BB00, there's a chance we might learn more about Lou's past.
You really should try and put this behind you. And digging up the past won't help.
I think it's time we return to the DHV Magellan. You know, Sam, seeing as you've come so very far, you should take a moment to see to any unfinished business before you commit to new obligations.
Thank you.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tamara wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in a realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Raindrops are falling on my head.
And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit.
Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Oh, that was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
Mm-hmm. And I just can't wait.
Talk about terrible, Sam. I've heard dogs with better tones.
Hi, Sven. I'm pleased Rainey's feeling better. And now that that's settled, your next main order requires, and for convenience's sake, we've decided to... Speaking of the Magellan, I've gotten in touch with a researcher based... I'll need your help, of course. I'm sure you're eager to get underway, but the tar current's nearby. As a safety precaution, I'd like... Come and join...
Just a little more work, and we'll have linked up the whole continent.
Allow me to reestablish our connection with the network.
And we're off! don't know. There shouldn't be any other currents in our vicinity.
Unidentified object approaching.
Everyone brace for impact. What's wrong?
The rudder's unresponsive.
I think something's dragging us.
The connection to my hand has been severed somehow. Right now, I'm flying blind.
Gilman, do you sense anything?
No, it's not a BT.
Well, something's still pulling us down.
Much deeper, and the ship's hull won't be able to handle the pressure.
Evasive action!
Out of the way, Kitty!
It's no good. Can't break free.
Discharge tar ballast. Rapid ascent, now!
Too risky. We have no idea where we're going to surface.
We have no choice. Open blast shields.
If we don't do something, it'll crush us.
Hold it. Damn. Hardly a repatriate, but I'm immortal enough. Damn. When'd you start rolling with such a big crew, Sam? Settle. Settle. Unless you want me to blow her head off. Well. You roll back the clock in that old time-fall-soaked hide of yours, huh? You know I'm only here to get revenge on you and Sam. The rest of y'all I really have no quarrel with, so, you know, you let me keep the two of them and y'all can fuck off. No? Oh. All want to die together? Except for the fact that Sam's a repatriate, so can't really share in your sad fate. But before I pop him, he gets to watch me kill all y'all.
fuck?
A ghost mech? So he's... what, Mecha Higgs?
Sir, at this point. But I don't break that easy. So be it. It's gonna be that way. Y'all could all go down with the ship.
It's all up to you, Sam.
No time to waste. Let's head out, Sam.
Sam, it looks like that thing coiled around the Magellan. You're our only hope of freeing the ship from it. If you can get it to let go and draw it away from us, we're counting on... The Magellan is a sitting duck right now. Head out and engage the enemy so we can get some breathing room here. The Magellan's taking damage. Sam, I need you to keep that thing distracted.
That's it, Sam.
Leave him alone. One hurt. Bastard packs a punch. Opening fire now. The Magellan is a bad way. Keep it together, old girl. Great job, Sam. The only reason we're still alive is because you were here to save us. Come back to the ship.
You've earned yourself a rest. I understand that you're... Unfortunately, the ship is unable to travel in its current state. I'm about to leave When you're ready to head out, I suggest you head to the bridge. Afterwards, check the ship's the show.
So, how's everything looking?
We'll be able to repair the plating and the propulsion system using chiral printed parts. Fragile's team will pick up any additional materials that are necessary. The nav console I use to read the tar currents isn't broken. I just need a little more time to restore the connection with my hand. Won't be much longer now.
Tarman.
He came to visit me in my room.
Thank you. Oh, I see you're holding hands now, eh? Hands allow us to connect. Form bonds.
You think you'll ever find your missing hand?
Now that's a bond I doubt will ever be broken.
Looks like we're good to go.
We'll see you later.
Stay safe out there.
Are you excited to head out? So excited. She's here.
Oh, there's Fragile.
Okay. Let's get going.
Hey, be safe out there.
Thank you.
What if you run into trouble on the way?
We'll be fine. Remember, you're talking to the former head of Fragile Express.
You two be all right?
We all have dooms. No need to worry about us.
And we're tougher than you, too.
Right. So watch yourself out there.
Take care of each other.
Extending you're next to, though you'll need to get another and unlike before, the DHV Magellan, during this period, you, Fragile, Rainey, and Tomorrow, and Tarman has his hand. He'd also like to improve the ship's arsenal. And bringing South Fort Knot, I say this to reassure you that the whole team is it's just, for now, the associate...
enough already.
Get close enough to sever its umbilical cord with your blood boomerang, Sam?
in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Hope.
Good day, Sam. Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
Risking your life to cross snowy mountains is a lot to ask of anyone. And rubbing shoulders with BTs to recover someone else's stuff, that's going above and beyond. You're one hell of a guy, seriously. Sit tight. I'll confirm the contents of your cargo right away. This cargo is damn near perfect to my eye. That's quite a feat. There's no denying your incredible skill.
Now display your current quarter grade.
And now, the core seems it was developed with the aid of an unknown technology. From what I can tell, it reacts to chiral radiation. The reason I mention it is because the chiral shock cannon data I shared with you is the product of research. The chiral radiation it generates can pass, practically speaking. This means you can incapacitate. It should also deal damage to BTs and mechs. You can't use it without anchoring it to the... Gotta think before you You know, even I've heard stories about Higgs. So if the chiral shock cannon helps you... And if you can deliver my research data to South Fort Knott, there's a lot of other folks... If you bring them onto the chiral network, too. Thanks again. You've been a big... I'm still concerned about the armed survivalists to the south of here. Not to mention Higgs and his future plan. So I'll be rooting for you to keep... I don't know if I can come up with it.
Sam, apologies for the sudden call. Once again, I'm contacting you via our... I'll get to the point. Has Charlie ever behaved in a manner you felt was suspicious? I ask because his credibility, as routinely calculated by APAS, despite attempting to confirm his credentials via the UCA's National ID Registry, it does not appear anyone has ever actually met the man. It may well be the case that he does not even exist. A ghost, so to speak. I can only hope that my suspicions are unfounded. For now, Sam, proceed to South Fort. It is imperative that we improve the DHV Magellan, and the sooner we connect all... When you are ready to proceed, you can pick...
Unable... Update.
Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted in
anomalies detected.
Well, hazardous materials not with... At one moment. I doubt anyone but you could have delivered this in such excellent condition. You're simply incredible. I'm on the cusp of a breakthrough thanks to you. Go in.
Now displaying your current product.
Oh, this should enable me to... As for the cargo you brought me, I applied a few finishing touches. It is a devastatingly powerful weapon. You'll find it deals unparalleled damage to B, which might come in handy, since it's not just arms of... It's hard to say, but... So that's all the more reason to have weapons suited. Ideally, this cannon would own... Unfortunately, though, such firepower is more than enough to kill any... In addition, I'm happy to share some new pickup off-roader tires that will... You can swap them in and out as you like when... I highly recommend using these if you're planning to...
Sam, our enemies have grown bolder and more aggressive. Chiral network coverage now stands in X. We are already seeing indication. Just a bit more, Sam. And to prepare for what's to come. Be advised, Sam, that we need to talk. I reviewed the contract between APAC and Drop. By doing so, I was able to confirm that funding for Drop, though they used intermediaries to obfuscate the transactions, Bridget is undoubtedly the source of your... In other words, should these your attempts to integrate Mexico and Australia into the... When I tasked Drawbridge with these missions, it was under the assumption that it was a non-government But I, APAC, and you yourselves may have all been... I will continue to pursue this investigation.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Just like old times.
Where are we?
This place does wonders for my mood. The repairs to the DHV Magellan are still ongoing, so I thought to return here and see if I couldn't make progress with our Lou investigation.
Learn anything new?
Well, at the Motherhood's facility, we managed to confirm that Lou's original serial number was none other than BB00. And this is what I found when I attempted to search for associated records. To build the chiral network, 9 sacrificial BBs were prepared. However, the network's original design required only 1. A single sacrificial BB unit, facilitating chiral communications across the entire North American continent. This approach called for what was dubbed a core bridge baby, and BB00 was a lucky candidate assigned to play this role. However, Bridges subsequently abandoned the idea, their tests having failed to yield the desired results. And so it was that the model requiring multiple sacrificial BBs was ultimately adopted.
Meanwhile, Lou was placed into storage for an extended period, and for reasons yet unknown, inherited the identity of BB-28.
Records indicate that the Bridges research team was responsible for the reclassification.
Were they trying to cover up the earlier experiments by falsifying Lou's production year, perhaps? Or did Bridges have some other hidden agenda?
I'm afraid that remains unclear.
Well, we now know Lou was born 11 years ago. There may very well have been a connection with Neil.
You know, my fondness for this place isn't wholly nostalgic. It has the most delightful hot springs, you see. Though, truth be told, even they aren't my favorite thing about it. If you can find the time, you should come visit. Give the old bones a soak.
Oh, a warm bath does sound good.
Perfect treat for a weary traveler. Anyway, I'll see you aboard the Magellan.
Do you read me, Sam? This is Tarman. I've relocated my hand at last, out now that our connection has been re-established. But that won't be enough for what's coming. South Fort Knot is home to it. It so happens that they were instrumental in the construction of this fort. Just a few access the South Fort Knot.
Sam. I finished preparing your next delivery for you. You'll find it utilizes cutting-edge technology. The fruit... Oh, and my mentor... Anyway.
Sam, you'll forgive... I did a deep dive into it. While it is indeed a civilian vessel, the financing for that work appears to have come from Bridget's own accounts. Just like it would be fair to say that this Charlie was involved in all. This only increases the... Of course, it now seems likely that Charlie does not exist. And if everything, including the extension of network infrastructure, then it's plain our company... Further investigation is warranted, but this is a delicate situation that requires caution. As such, your best course of action is to... As always, I will contact you if and when I learn more.
Order accepted. Thank you. Remember to rest safely.
Sam, it's Deadman. Hartman is away on the beach. I've also been making use of my own time on the beach, as I told you before. We previously thought that BB-00 and that this was done by Bridges to conceal the existence of the cord bridge base. However, it turned, and now we know what Bridges intended to decommission and dispose of B. They ensured that BB-00 was spared. Per the official records, however, BB-0... So, who... Well, I determined which account was used. It was registered to a Bridges mem... As you may have guessed, Sam, it was the leader of the first expedition. And she did it all.
It was Amelie. I can't believe she went to such lengths. It was thanks to her that you could even meet Lou in the first place then.
come back, Sam. Just give me a moment. There don't seem to be any real problems with the cargo. Looks like the end is finally in sight, Sam.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Here's a little something for you. We'll prep the main cannon for immediate use. It won't be long now till the DHV Magellan is fully operational. Anyway, I'd better hurry up. Thanks again.
Sam, your next objective will also be your last. Terminal Fort Knott. To put them on the grid, you'll first need to link up the Southern Environmental Observatory. It's safe to assume that this final step will be the most challenging yet. For now, you should rest in the private room to ensure you're well prepared for what's to come.
Did you sleep? Repairs to the DA. We're ready for you to chuck. The main cannon is being fitted as well. I'll let you know. Anyway, the new one in. Finish off any. Then prepare to continue. We're counting.
Sam, your next order requires that you accomplish two. First of all, you are to proceed to the armed survivalist base. So long as even a single one remains active, it is therefore essential that our latest reports indicate that there are hostiles on. This would give them a significant defense. If you intend to go on the offensive, after you have destroyed all the, head directly to the southern and a contingent of ghosts. We need to bring it onto the chiral network before, once you've extended the.
more jammers to worry about. Let's head to the Southern Environmental Observatory. Managed to make it this far. The facility is in danger. We need to eliminate them before they attack. Oh, honestly, Sam, you're incredible. We should be able to connect the facility to the network now.
You're a welcome sight, mate. Let me check your... I can't believe what I'm seeing. You're one tough bastard. You know, I can't imagine what would have happened. And now we can finally get on the chiral net.
Now displaying your current port.
Connection established. Our staff have all been but now I think we can relax a little bit. Speaking of which, indicative of... Keep expanding the DHV. Magellan won't be able to join you here either. It's gonna... I'm afraid I can't do much for you given the circuit. Just know that